Okay, for chapter 2, I'll do the videos so that we're looking at separate sections. We'll start with 2.1. 2.1 is critical points, phase portraits, and slope fields. This is using first order differential equations to get a picture of what the solution to the differential equation looks like. So our key concepts are the term autonomous differential equation. And again, the term autonomous means that you can take the derivative with respect to y, or derivative of y with respect to t is going to be equal to a function of y. That this derivative is going to be a function of the dependent variable. That means that the rate of change depends only on the y term, only on the dependent variable, not on the independent variable. It'll make it easy to solve for us as an introduction to differential equations. It'll give us an equation, a lot of times a quadratic equation that we could solve. And then here we're looking at a derivative, and our critical points, we know that critical points are where the derivative is equal to 0, or you also have to ask, where is the derivative, f of y is the derivative, where is f of y undefined? Where f of y is undefined, that's going to give you vertical tangents. Where f of y is equal to 0, that's going to give you horizontal tangents, or maximums and minimums, possible maximums and minimums. We're going to talk about what it means for critical points to be stable or unstable or semi-stable. If a critical point is stable, then it's called an attractor. If it's unstable, it's called a repeller. And then if it's semi-stable, then it's attracting from one side and repelling from the other side. We're going to use a phase portrait to do a quick visual representation of the solution behavior. And we'll use arrows to show the direction of motion near the critical points. And then we'll do a direction field, also called a slope field, which is our graphical representation of dy over dt equals a function f of ty. And to do your slope field, you would draw a line segment for each value of f of ty. And we're going to do just a really quick sketch of the slope field, and I'll show you how to do that as well. So here's our examples. Our example 1, I just give you this equation. Given this first order differential equation, derivative of y with respect to t is equal to y times 1 minus y. First, we can find critical values by setting the derivative equal to 0. That gives us y times 1 minus y equals 0. And when you solve that, you get y equals 0 or 1 minus y equals 0. And on that second equation, if I bring the y over to the right side, I get 1 equals y. So our critical values are 0 and 1. These are y values. I'm going to do my phase line or my phase portrait. The phase portrait is just a vertical line. Remember, these are autonomous equations. They're equations written in terms of y, and our y number line goes up and down. So I want to plot y equals 0 and y equals 1. So first of all, notice that the number line does not have arrows on it. We will put arrows to show direction, direction of the slope. And those bars represent the location of the critical values, y equals 0 and y equals 1. Now we could determine slope by choosing a value. We could say if y is greater than 1, that's going to be in the upper part. Let's just draw this here. We get when y is greater than 1, y is going to be positive. 1 minus y, if y is greater than 1, 1 minus, say, 2 is negative. So I'm going to get a positive times a negative. That's going to give me a negative overall. And that means that my slope is going to be negative and my line is going to be decreasing. So the graph is decreasing when y is greater than 1. And then let's look at what happens between 0 and 1. You could choose a point like 1/2, when y is 1/2. When y is 1/2, 1/2 is positive, and 1 minus 1/2 is positive. So I get a positive times a positive. That gives me a positive, and a positive slope goes up. And so I'll use an up arrow to show that the graph is going upwards in between 0 and 1. And then when y is less than 1, let's go back here. I'll use, well, when y is less than 0, rather. I'll use -1 as an example. I get the y value is -1, that's negative. 1 minus a -1 is 1 plus 1, or 2, that's positive. So we get a negative times a positive, which gives us a negative, and that gives us a negative slope. So this is what our phase portrait looks like. You have a number line, you have two critical values, y equals 0, y equals 1. Above y equals 1, the slope is negative. You have an arrow going downwards. In between 0 and 1, the slope is positive. The arrow goes upwards. And then below y equals 0, the slope is negative. The arrow goes down. So from here, you can identify attractors and repellers. An attractor, if the arrows are pointing towards the critical values, you have an attractor. Just like here, at y equals 1, the arrows are pointing towards y equals 1. So at y equals 1, the graph is asymptotically stable. I'm going to write that over here. Y equals 1, the graph is asymptotically stable. And when you see that word asymptotically, you should think asymptote. And asymptotes define the behavior of a graph at infinity. So this says, as t goes to infinity, the graph is going to get closer and closer to y equals 1. But notice at y equals 0, the arrows are going away from y equals 0. They're going up when it's above and down when it's below. That makes y equals 0 a repeller. It's like at y equals 0, there's something pushing the graph away from it. And at a repeller, the graph is said to be unstable. And you have a semi-stable graph when it's when the graph doesn't change signs. The slope is positive below and positive above the critical value. So this is what the phase line looks like, or the phase portrait looks like. Here are the labels for the critical values and the stability of the graph. We're going to do the same thing for example 2. We're going to graph the phase portrait, and then we're going to use the phase portrait to draw a 2-dimensional slope field. Here I have the derivative of y with respect to t is 1 minus y squared. So for the phase portrait, I'm going to take 1 minus y squared and set it equal to 0. That's going to give me my critical values. 1 minus y squared factors into 1 minus y times 1 plus y. And from 1 minus y, we're going to get a critical value of y equals 1. From 1 plus y, we'll get y equals -1. So my phase portrait is going to have critical values at y equals -1 and y equals 1. I'm going to quickly label these critical values. I know that when y is large, 1 minus y squared is going to be negative. And so above y equals 1, I'm going to have a negative slope. And I know that because these critical values show up one time, the factors have a power of 1. I'm not going to have any multiplicity, any even multiplicities. Tells me at each critical value, the slope is going to change signs. So between -1 and 1, my slope will be positive. Below -1, my slope is negative. So here at y equals 1, the graph is stable because the arrows point towards the y equals 1. And at y equals -1, the graph is unstable. I could have chosen numbers for each region and substituted them in either here or in the factored form and gotten the same results. So the slope field is a 2-dimensional graph. I'm going to draw a box. With my axes, my y-axis right in the middle. And I'll put my t-axis also right in the middle. I want to label my critical values. Y equals -1. I'll put that right here. And y equals 1. And I think I'll do the rest in a different color. So these are critical values. And remember, the critical values for a derivative are where the slope is 0. Where the slope is 0, you're going to have horizontal tangent lines represented by those horizontal marks that I've drawn there. Above y equals 1, my slope is negative. A negative slope is the slope that goes down to the right. And so I'm going to draw this. Think of t as time. You're going from left to right. And I'm just going to draw these little marks going down. As I get close to y equals 1, my slope is going to start getting closer and closer to 0. So it's going to level out like this. It's going to come up And then it's going to start leveling out. I'll do one more like that. In between y equals -1 and y equals 1, my slope is positive. A positive slope is a slope that goes up to the right. So I know at y equals -1, my slope is 0. So my slope close to that is going to be close to 0, but it's going to be positive. It's going to come up, and then it's going to level out again. Up, and then level. Like that. And then below y equals -1, my slope is negative. And again, at y equals -1, it's going to be relatively level. And then it will get more and more negative as it gets further away from y equals 1. And so here's a quick sketch of what a slope field would look like. And that's it for 2.1.